Let's see, the film does a really good job of first highlighting issues that we are currently facing, kind of how we got to this point, and then where do we go from here now. So I would really encourage that you all attend. There are huge issues facing our tax system that we are facing as citizens, and it's going to take strong leaders to change those and take steps towards fixing those. So I wanted to make sure that the Senate was impacted as that will really have a big role in that. So thank you.
I don't want historians 10 years from now to say, these were the years when the tide ran out for the United States.
The tax code has become a real monstrosity in terms of the complexity and the burden.
I just don't think that lawmakers will muster the will to make a fundamental change in the tax system until their hand is forced.
And if you can't touch it, what are you reforming?
If we're going to have an income tax, it ought to be vastly simplified.
Get the flat tax in the United States, the fair tax, a consumption tax.
The value-added tax works well.
The current system is a disaster for our children and grandchildren. Democrats and Republicans alike care about their children.
I think we're ripe for a revolution in tax reform.
So every year we have an at-large of the year, and it's voted on by all of the at-larges collectively. And this year it was Josh Gailstoll. So if you want to stand up and give Josh a round of applause. I was talking to different people, and just because Josh, when he came into Senate, he just got it. Like so many people, including myself, and what is this thing? I don't understand. How does it work? And Josh had just clicked, and he was the first one of the at-larges to write legislation, and he was the first at-large of the week way back in August. So congratulations, Josh. You did a really great job this year.
Okay, there we go. So everybody's most exciting and anticipated Senate Member of the Year. This year, Financial Director of the Year was quite contentious, and as the other MPs can tell you, I spent lots of time trying to contact each one to make sure that their vote was heard. So this year, we have a very exciting tie. So I would just like to say a little bit about these financial directors. They really made my job so much easier than it could have been. It was the traits of both of these financial directors to lend a very critical eye in the appropriations process, which is something that I can tell you is a rarity among FDs and something that I greatly appreciate. So please, y'all, help me recognize Vargas Shodashian and Severin Whitty as our I just really want to say I really appreciated working with both of you, and good luck in the future endeavors.
Next, we'll have Drew Senate.
So the Senate Representatives meeting is, I think, an anomaly, or it's a bit esoteric, and a lot of people know what happens in it, but it's a time when we can get together to discuss legislation, work with the Executive Director, and council events, and just talk about any issues that the representatives are facing in their councils. So at our last meeting, the different representatives elected this year's Representative of the Year, and this year's recipient always paid a lot of attention to getting feedback on the legislation that was presented to council. He was always very helpful to the other representatives in the room whenever any of these initiative always had some input in some way to the conversation forward. And he was consistently interested and passionate about connecting in his college, might not otherwise have had any contact with his college council or with Senate in general. So this year's award goes to Steve Rapp.
Last, but certainly not least, President of the Year. The President's Committee is what I think the coolest group on campus. We have leaders from every school and college. Gather around one table talking about issues, and this year was certainly no different. We all faced budget cuts, and now what's happening in the legislature and the board agreements. And every president did an amazing job of stepping up and representing their students, but one council president did go above and beyond. He was instrumental in establishing the first seat to the back. Spoiler alert, but can't wait to talk yet. Okay. He is, I think, certainly respected by his peers. I came to really appreciate and respect him this year. I'm just gonna say it. I think he has the best hair in his league. So, congratulating Carlton Wells. Executive reports, which is essentially transition, and so we will start at Rio and work our way up the agenda. Everyone will say just a few words and then be replaced by their successor. You're really good right
That was great. I'm done. I actually thought, well, I'm not going to say it seems like it hasn't even been a year, and it's been a wonderful year, and it's sad, but I'm just so excited to see what you guys are going to do this year. And for the at-larges, you guys are so just friendly and inspiring and funny, and I just loved working with you this year. So thank you. You really just affected me a lot this year, and it was so wonderful working with all of you guys. So thank you. I mean, not really.
We'll welcome up Prince.
But if you want to do these, I have these to talk afterwards.
Great, thank you. Go take it out. This is going really well.
So I agree with Brianna. I feel like I was just appointed to be administrative director, but I just want to say what an honor it's been to not only work with my executive board and the entire leadership team, the at-larges, but with the councils. I really think that was amazing this year, how you worked in your roles and you got student feedback. It really was an honor for me to work with you guys, but you haven't gotten rid of me yet. So I'm looking forward to working with y'all, and I just really appreciate y'all. So. And I know my predecessor's going to be awesome. So. Successor, whatever, same page.
And we will now welcome Kendra Loftus as the new administrator.
It was my honor and privilege to serve as your 2010 to 2011 executive director. I enjoyed working with each of you in the council, and it was just a really rewarding experience to see so many student leaders all come together for one common goal. I, without further ado, would like to introduce the 2011 to 2012 executive director, who apparently doesn't have the best hair in the assembly, Jeff Stevens.
I was going to play it one more time by Daft Punk. Yes! You got a match vote, okay. But instead of reviewing what I said last year, I want to make that same speech again. It's going to be a great year.
One more year of that.
So I just wanted to say how much of an honor, privilege, and pleasure it's been serving the Senate of College Councils, and just representing students in academic affairs. Since my time here at the university, I believe the Senate's been pretty much an inextricable part of my experience. First as a curriculum at large, and then as chair of the curriculum committee, and as policy director now. Although I definitely am going to feel very sad to leave, I'm leaving with full confidence and assurance that next year we're going to have the best administration I think in recent history. Just given the leadership team and the incoming at-larges that I know that we're anticipating, and the executive board, and Carissa and all the other people that I've had the pleasure of working with this year in various capacities, I'm fully confident that even through next year's tough economic times, that we'll have the best representation possible in academic affairs. So with that, thank you all very much, and it's been a pleasure working with you all. Allie Smith, who I've had the pleasure of working with for the past 2 years, and I know that she'll do a much better job than I've done this year. So.
All right, y'all. So I just want to thank y'all wholeheartedly for this time to serve. It's been a completely transformative experience in my life, and it's something that I will take with me and grow and learn from for the rest of my life. So I really want to appreciate that. And just to say thank you to Chelsea and Drew. I really enjoyed working with you as a team, and to the entire executive board and all of the college councils. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've learned so much and grown as a person from working with you and being your co-workers, so that's been great. And I would just like to say that I am so confident and also pumped that my replacement is going to just take this position and just hit it out of the park. And so that's something, bar set high, Margo, so you better because you are also not escaping me, and I will be going back to my own research. So with that, I guess, come on and rise to the challenge, Margo.
I think, first of all, thank you to everyone that's really it's such a pleasure to be in this position and a privilege. And I think that it's this organization and all in it played such a really large part personally for so thank you for that. But I think also on as I leave, I just want to say I remember coming to Senate. I think it wasn't until this year, so it was 3 years when I was in this organization, but it wasn't until this year that I think I really appreciated what we did and what each individual person in this room can do. So often I think of the whole voices and take that as something that's a given. I didn't really understand that until recently. So I leave this position. I just want to say, please leave that with your own heart and really pursue that. I think that my attitude was, I'm just a student, I don't really know enough. This is a really complex issue. How can I possibly have one of these understand? But the fact that this is useful from our perspective. But I think also everybody in this room is really intelligent, really capable. I think that as long as we continue to pursue the spirit of curiosity, helping us work in university, what we can make it better, that gives us the legitimacy we need to be able to go forth and say, this is what we think, this is what we think needs to happen, here's the facts and research to back it up, and I can really see that actually happening in action at the university. So I'm very grateful for having had that opportunity for the past 3 years. Emily Van Dunn is going to do a wonderful job as my replacement, or I suppose it's vice president. So you know me. But thank you so much. I'm not leaving. I'm going to be here for 2 more years, just like the Senate. So I'm really excited to see what happens next year because, as I said, I'm just continually impressed and humbled that I get to work with everybody in this room.